What's going on, guys? RTG here, and today we're going to be talking about some of Steven Adams' story when he was homeless and now he's an NBA star. And also, before I start, I got most of my information on an article I found. The link will be in the description so if you guys want to read it. Yeah. When Steven Adams was a kid, he actually wanted to be a farmer. And he told that, to his teammates, it was some sort of gag, but Adams was being totally serious. Steven Adams was born in New Zealand. Not Australia, but actually New Zealand. He was the youngest of 18 children. His father, Sid Adams, was an Englishman who moved to New England after he served for the Royal Navy in England. Steven's dad preferred New Zealand, more because he was ridiculed as a child. The reason: he was extremely tall, as we can see by Steven. Steven did not actually know his mother. He lived with his father and 3 siblings in a quiet rural town. He spent most of his time outdoors, and he loved to play rough house. He loved to wrestle. And, of course, as all New Zealanders do, he played rugby, actually. But what was Steven's real passion as a kid was farming. Quote, he said, "I really loved the whole concept of working all day." And it says here on the article that every time he went to the farm, he learned something new. Tending the animals, working the fields, fixing the tractors. Steven loved the different challenges and thought his future would be on a farm, end quote. But tragically, when Steven was only 13 years old, his father died of cancer. Steven had nobody to look up to, and he had nobody there. He was rendered homeless. Steven, at that point, became depressed. In this quote, he said, "I went off the rails. I didn't really want to do life." After a little bit, his siblings quickly realized that something was wrong, and so they needed Steven to recover. Rotorua was not the best place, where he lived. He decided to move with his older brother Warren to Wellington, about 300 miles south of Rotorua. After a little while spending with Warren, Steven moved in with Blossom Cameron. Warren had played basketball on the same club as her, so they got along well. He hoped Steven did too. Steven actually loved Cameron. In a quote, he said, "She's just amazing." Actually Cameron had become his legal guardian. "She's the best human being on earth," he said. After living with Cameron for a little bit, Steven was introduced to basketball. Warren had actually played professionally in New Zealand, and Steven was introduced to Kenny McFadden, who had opened a basketball academy in Wellington after he played professionally there. Soon, because of his height and his defensive prowess, Steven became known as one of the best young players in New Zealand. But outside of New Zealand, he was not known at all. He actually joined the country's national program, but it's a pay-for-play setup, and its cost was actually $10,000 a year or even more. Nobody close to Steven had that kind of money, so he was kind of quarantined his exposure to the area of only Wellington. But when Steven was 15, luck turned for the best. McFadden had actually been longtime friends with the Pitt coach, Jamie Dixon, and they played together in New Zealand, actually. They had actually played together in the New Zealand National Basketball League, and when Dixon returned to the country of New Zealand for the FIBA World Championships of the coach of USA, of course, McFadden had lunch with Dixon. He asked about the big man, whose name was Steven Adams. After that, Dixon made a side trip to Wellington only to see Steven, and he saw the 15-year-old, and then Dixon knew he was the one. After all, Steven was already 6'10", and was, of course, eventually signed with Pitt, and that would be his alum. And, of course, we all know this story from there. Steven was drafted with the 12th overall pick in the 2013 NBA draft, by the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, he's an excellent paint protector and defender, as well as a starter for a championship contender in the Oklahoma City Thunder. He has such an amazing, inspiring story that we should all know, and that's why I made this video. Still, Steven Adams, only 23-year-old, has a lot of room to grow, and I'm excited for his career. Thanks for watching, guys. Let's hit 7 likes on this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you tomorrow. And make sure to check out tomorrow's video. It's actually really good. Alright, see you guys.